Welcome back to our study of love, marriage, and sexuality as seen in the Bible, as seen through the lens of the Song of Song. This is part 3 probably in our video playlist, and if you missed the intro and part 1, you can find those on the playlist here on YouTube. My name is Alex. We're going to continue with chapter 3, starting from verse 6. So the voices in this section are the wives' young friends, and they say in verse 6, Who is this sweeping in from the wilderness like a cloud of smoke? Who is it, fragrant of myrrh and frankincense, and of every kind of spice? Look, it is Solomon's carriage, surrounded by 60 heroic men, the best of Israel's soldiers. All of them are skilled swordsmen, experienced warriors. Each wears a sword around his thigh, ready to defend the king against an attack at night. Solomon's carriage is built out of wood imported from Lebanon, and its posts are silver, its canopy gold, its cushions are purple. It was decorated with love by the young women of Jerusalem. So this is a description of Solomon's wedding. We don't know which wedding it was, maybe number 60. He had a whole bunch of weddings, who can say? This procession is so long that it looks like a column of smoke in the sky. That's what that part is about. And then, I think we are meant to contrast the extravagance of Solomon's wedding with the simple, natural settings of the country couple, right? For them, the trees and the canopy of leaves are what they have, and he has gold and silver and purple and all of the royal niceties, but they have a simple, pure, more beautiful, intimate experience. His is public and showy with a bunch of bodyguards, and theirs is private and intimate and special in their own way. And then in verse 11, the young woman says to her friends, Come out to see King Solomon, young woman of Jerusalem. He wears the crown that his mother gave him on his wedding day, his most joyous day. So maybe he's wearing the crown he got back in wedding number 1, and now this is wedding number who knows what. And so the bride says to her friends to go out and view Solomon's wedding, to pay your respects as good citizens. All right, and then in chapter 4, we're going to look at verses 1 to 8, and it starts off, 1 to 8 is all of the husband talking about his wife. You are beautiful, my darling, beautiful beyond words. Your eyes are like doves behind your veil. Your hair falls in waves like flocks of goats winding down the slopes of Gilead. Your teeth are white as sheep, recently shorn and freshly washed. Your smile is flawless, each tooth matched with its twin. So no gaps, no missing teeth. They're all matching left to right. Very nice. Your lips are a scarlet ribbon. Your mouth is inviting. Your cheeks are like rosy pomegranates behind your veil. Your neck is as beautiful as the Tower of David, jeweled with the shields of 1,000 heroes. Your breasts are like twin fawns of a gazelle grazing among the lilies. Not a sight that you get to see very often, but you like it when you see it. Before the dawn breezes blow and the night shadows flee, I will hurry to the mountains of myrrh and the hill of frankincense. You are altogether beautiful, my darling, beautiful in every way. Come with me from Lebanon, my bride. Come with me from Lebanon. Come with me from Mount Amana, from the peaks of Senhir and Hermon, where the lions have their dens and the leopards live among the hills. So basically in this passage, everyone goes to check out Solomon's wedding except for the country couple. They think, oh, this is a good chance for us to enjoy some privacy among each other. And then he describes her beauty from her head down to her breasts in this passage. And then starting from verse 9, this is another picture of their lovemaking, where he says, You have captured my heart, my treasure, my bride. I hold you hostage with one glance of your eyes, with a single jewel of your necklace. Your love delights me, my treasure, my bride. Your love is better than wine. Your perfume is more fragrant than spices. Your lips are sweet as nectar, my bride. Honey and milk are under your tongue. Your clothes are scented like the cedars of Lebanon. You are my private garden, my treasure, my bride. A secluded spring, a hidden fountain. Your thighs shelter a paradise of pomegranates with rare spices, henna and nard. Nard and saffron, fragrant calamus and cinnamon, with all the trees of frankincense and myrrh and aloes, with every other lovely spice. You are a garden fountain, a well of fresh water streaming down from Lebanon's mountains. All right, so the imagery here is she is described as a garden locked and a fountain sealed. Her sexual relations are only for her husband. The garden is both a place of their lovemaking, but it also describes a woman's most private and intimate part. The same is true of the fountain image. He assures her that her most intimate body parts are beautiful to him. She invites him to come and enjoy her garden in verse 16. Awake, north wind, rise up, south wind, blow in my garden and spread its fragrance all around. Come into my garden, come into your garden, my love, and taste its finest fruits. All right, so so she invites him at the end, and then he does in chapter 5. The first part of chapter 5, verse 1, it says, I have entered my garden, my treasure, my bride. I gather myrrh and my spices. I eat honeycomb with my honey. I drink wine with my milk. And then the daughters of Jerusalem, the friends of the girl, they encourage them to enjoy each other in the last part of 5:1, where it says, Oh, lover and beloved, eat and drink. Yes, drink deeply of your love. Okay, and then in verse 2, now it's the young woman talking. This is the start of a new scene. The chapter breaks in this book are kind of weird. I wouldn't put verse 1 the way they did. Anyhow, the numbers are weird, but we're going to follow along with the poetry. All right, so verse 2, she says, I slept, but my heart was awake when I heard my lover knocking and calling, Open up to me, my treasure, my darling, my dove, my perfect one. My head is drenched with dew, my hair with the dampness of night. So we're not sure, is this a bad dream? Or is that also shows her constant longing for her lover? This seek and find theme is repeated in the book many times. All right, and then in verse 3, but I responded, I have taken off my robe. Should I get dressed again? I have washed my feet. Should I get them soiled? My lover tried to unlatch the door, and my heart thrilled within me. I jumped up to open the door for my love, and my hands dripped with perfume. My fingers dripped with lovely myrrh as I pulled back the boat. I opened to my lover, but he was gone. My heart sank. I searched for him, but I could not find him anywhere. I called to him, but there was no reply. The night watchmen found me as they made their rounds. They beat and they bruised me. They stripped off my veil, those watchmen of the walls. Make a promise to me, O women of Jerusalem. If you find my lover, tell him I am weak with love. Okay, so the watchmen do not help her, but then she enlists her friends, who then in verse 9, they ask for a description of him so that they can help her to find him. It's a fun way a fun excuse to describe his attractiveness to her once again. All right, so they ask in verse 9, why is your lover better than all others, O woman of rare beauty? What makes your lover so special that we must promise them, right? Because she asked, you must promise to help me find him and tell him I'm sick with love. Like, why should we help you? What's so special about him, right? Tell us, we want to hear about your love and your admiration for him. What's so special about this guy that you want us to help you to find him? So then there is a poem that describes his physical beauty in chapter 5, 10 to 16. It begins with his head and it ends by saying he is totally desirable. Let's read that poem for 6 verses. Chapter 5, verse 10, this is the bride talking, the wife. My lover is dark and dazzling, better than 10,000 others. His head is fine as gold. His wavy hair is black as raven. So I'm confused. Is his hair black? Is it gold or is it black? Who can say? Is he blonde? Is he brunette? Difficult to know. His head is fine as gold. His wavy hair is black as raven. Use your imagination. His eyes sparkled like doves beside springs of water. They are like jewels washed in milk. So there's a contrast between his eye color and then the white around it. Okay, his cheeks are like gardens of spices giving off fragrance. His lips are like lilies perfumed with myrrh. His arms are like rounded bars of gold set with beryl. His body is like bright ivory glowing with lapis lazuli. That's what it says. His legs are like marble pillars with sockets of finest gold. His posture is stately, like the noble cedars of Lebanon. His mouth is sweetness itself. He is desirable in every way. O women of Jerusalem, such a woman of Jerusalem is my lover, my friend. So she describes him. And then at the start of chapter 6, we're going to see that she finds him in his garden, but that actually she is the garden. And so they ask in verse 6:1, where has your lover gone, O woman of rare beauty? Which way did he turn so that we can help you to find him? Okay, you've convinced us we're going to help you. If he's as good looking as you say, we're going to help you to find him. And so where did you last see him? Which way did he turn? And then she answers in verse 2, my lover has gone down to his garden, to his spice beds, to grow in the gardens and gather the lilies. I am my lover's and my lover's is mine. He browses among the lilies. Okay, so she finds him in his garden, and in fact, she is the garden in verse 2 and 3. And then does she maybe awaken from her dream to find him there in bed? That's one way to interpret this. This was like a nightmare she had of frantically searching for him, and he wasn't there, opened the door, and she's, this is like a dream sequence perhaps in the poem. Now from verse 4 to 10, now we have his description of her physical beauty, and let's read about it here. So this is him talking from verse 4. You are beautiful, my darling, like a lovely city of Tirzah. Yes, as beautiful as Jerusalem, as majestic as an army with billowing banners. Turn your eyes away, for they overpower me. Your hair falls in waves, like a flock of goats winding down the slopes of Gilead. Your teeth are as white as sheep that are freshly washed. Your smile is flawless, each tooth matched with its twin. Your cheeks are like rosy pomegranates behind your veil. Even among 60 queens and 80 concubines and countless young women, I would still choose my love, my perfect one. The favorite of her mother, dearly loved by the one who bore her. The young women see her and praise her. Even queens and royal concubines sing her praises. Who is this? Arising like the dawn, as fair as the moon, as bright as the sun, as majestic as an army with billowing banners. All right, so my interpretation of this, particularly verses 8 and 9, is that Solomon, he doesn't have the most unique and beautiful woman in the kingdom. Yes, he's got 60 queens and 80 concubines, but this man has the most beautiful woman, his wife, and this is in contrast to Solomon's marital excess, but they have something really special between them. And so basically he's saying Solomon does not have the most unique, the most beautiful woman in the kingdom. I do. And everyone else knows that it's true. So that's the end of this middle section of the text. We'll do one more video of the remaining chapters of Song of Songs, and then we'll talk about how does that relate to our lives and our sexuality today. So see you soon.